first question you should ask is, what story am I going to tell? At this point, I'm a YouTuber now. Going through that was quite overwhelming. Making people belly laugh, which I think no one can ever have enough of. I'm in a weird spot with YouTube when I really strip it all back and remember how much I loved creating and how much this platform's changed my life and how much it's given me.
Welcome to another video, everybody. If anybody's wondering, my body is cocked out for Christmas before my mind has.
Sometimes it does that, doesn't it, your body?
Yeah. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. We are talking about YouTube and building a 1.5 million subscriber YouTube channel.
Shame it stopped there, didn't it? 1.58 I am. Nearly got to 1.6.
But yeah, I'm joined by my brother, Nile Wilson, today. Do you want to introduce yourself to anybody who's not seen you before?
I am Nile Wilson. I'm apparently a YouTuber, which I'll tell you all about today.
Perfect. Let's go. So when and why did you start making videos on YouTube?
I started making videos on YouTube after it was around 07. I think YouTube was released 06. And I came across an amazing guy called Damien Walters. He created a show reel, basically a montage of what he can do. And he used to be a British tumbler. And every year he made a show reel and it just got more ridiculous. And I was just like, I was so obsessed with the tricks that he could do, but I just loved how he'd make a video montage with a song behind it. So if you remember, that's what I started to do. But each year, I obviously got way better at gymnastics, and each year I obviously got way better at video editing because I enjoyed to do it and I was passionate about it, and Mum and Dad bought me a camera. And a lot of the first montages were just on the garden trampoline, what they used to go out for hours on a Saturday filming. And that's how it all started really, so I was sort of making videos since I was 10, 11 years old. Talking to the camera, I think I first ever did that in 2015, so I was 19 years old. And I used to watch Christian Guzman's summer shredding series and Casey Neistats and all that sort of stuff. I just thought it'd be a cool thing, and no one really does it, documenting they called it the Road to Rio series, and I was terrible, by the way. Like, if you
Bring up some of that footage.
God, it was horrific. But I was trying to do it, I was still doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to do it, and I felt uncomfortable, awkward, hated talking, and then initially I would make videos that would help gymnasts, so like how to do a handstand better. I think after Rio I was extremely lost and bored and lonely, and the whole post-Olympic come down depression, and I was like, I need to do something. Dad started to get involved. So I was a YouTuber then, but I only had 10,000 subscribers, and I was only getting 4,000 views, but it was still a little passion of mine, wasn't it? It was quite cool.
Did you feel like you wanted to stop? You obviously say that people like took the mick, or you felt uncomfortable, or you weren't very good at it. Why did you keep on going?
First and foremost, I enjoyed it. So I got better at it. It was like practice. It's like when you learn in gymnastics. I was feeling progress and momentum in myself, like I was actually getting better at creating. But also I think deep down, I didn't really care what anyone else thought. I understood the powers of the platforms and the attention.
Yeah.
So I didn't believe that it would ever get to where it is now. In the back of my mind, I did have a little bit of an entrepreneurial spin on it. I was like, this could make me money. And it did a little bit. I mean, I made £200 in a year and a half on YouTube. It was way different back then. I think my CPM back then was $1.50 or $2 max. I really enjoyed it. I did really enjoy it, and I think it complemented and supplemented me being a pro athlete, because it's quite a lonely, intense world when I've left school and all I do is full-time train. It suited my personality, and I think I'm quite a creative person. But I did get the mick taken out of me, fucking hell. None of the lads would be like, what the fuck are you doing, mate? That's embarrassing. But I could tell they were all talking about it and looking over and judging. But it was quite a strange thing to do. And probably from you guys as well, even Mum, Dad and Joanna. Like, well, what did you think way back?
I mean, I can't even really ever remember.
Me and you were really close, but we kind of lived very different, separate lives, didn't we?
Yeah, there was just lots.
So he was like, Jay's at uni doing science, Niall's doing gymnastics, but also making videos, and then. But I suppose you were, when it kicked off, you then got heavily involved.
Yeah. So talk about the first viral video then.
The weekend of my 21st birthday party, and like the Wilsons like to throw a good party. So like we booked out the whole top floor of Revs de Cuba in Leeds City Centre, which I'm sure you've been in there before. and invited everybody. And like, if you the group of people in that room was pretty cool, wasn't it?
It was the year after the Olympics as well, I guess. So everybody wanted to make
Everybody wanted to come. We'd actually just done a squad camp, but I came home with Bryn and Jay, my teammates, because they were staying at my mum and dad's. And we said that we'd do a little bit of training on the Saturday morning before the party was on the Saturday night. We didn't train, we filmed a video. Like, we did a little bit of conditioning, but we knew we were just geared up for the party. And I sat down around were you there at breakfast?
Yeah, I remember him.
I said, boys, I've got this idea. The three of us will do challenges like quickest rope climb, longest planche, most pull-ups, stick it. However many challenges, 2 points for winning a challenge, 1 point for coming second, 0 points for coming third. We'll see where it all takes us and who's the winner. It was still a bit weird for me to do it, but the three of us just started filming, edited up the video after we'd had the amazing party the week after, and then sort of uploaded the video. And that week actually I snapped my ankle. That was a bit of a tough time. I think I uploaded the video whilst I was waiting for my surgery, and it just did the normal really. I think it was a little bit better. Maybe if most of my videos got 5,000 views, this one got 10,000, so it was like, oh, it was pretty good. The Saturday to the Sunday, it went from 10,000 and I woke up, it had 40,000. I was like, by the time I'd had my surgery, by the time I got to bed that night, it had 220,000. And then when I woke up the next morning, it had 500,000. So this was like a, holy shit, we've won the lottery moment. You know, like energies in the universe, when we talk about it, people are religious, it's just like all things happening for reasons. And the ankle was so soul destroying, it was devastating. It was like the year after Rio, I was gonna miss out already at the Europeans, for sure. But then I also had the time and energy, and that video going viral aligning with me having that time, I guess, happened for a reason, and it was like meant to be. And even though I was in the boot, I made the second Ultimate Gymnastics Challenge in my boot with Ash and Rawlinson. That was episode 2. And then 2 weeks later, I made episode 3 with Harry Hepworth and Jack Stanley. And then 4 weeks later, I made episode 4 with Ross Edgley and Sam Oldham. And then at this point, I'm a YouTuber now. I had 10,000 subscribers, that video was going viral, but then every time I uploaded an Ultimate Gymnastics Challenge, they just fucking started going viral and viral and viral. And
I remember as well, it was when trending was a thing on YouTube.
Trending was a thing.
Every video that you had.
It was kind of like, it may other YouTubers have had this experience, but it's kind of like YouTube, the platform, had decided, it's this guy's time now, we're going to push him. And I always love to this day that how our content, particularly my content, my messaging, even though it was telling stories of my life and people may watch for different reasons, but my messaging was move your body, get active. It's like I wasn't a gamer in my PC. If you're watching Nile, he's a professional athlete, but he'll hopefully inspire you to think, do you know what, I want to not just try gymnastics, but I want to move my body. I just sort of adopted this role and became a YouTuber. And there were a lot of negatives towards that. I think it took me a while to find a balance between me being a YouTuber and me being a professional gymnast and having to prepare for competitions and having to train 4 to 6 hours a day. And I was still editing all my art videos. And I topped it off as well with going to the World Championships in Canada, and I performed really well, and after the whole ankle surgery and that, I was back on all 6 pieces, and so I'd sort of proved to myself I can do both.
Mm-hmm. What has being a YouTuber, quote unquote, taught you?
It's taught me a lot of things. I mean, about myself, I guess I've become a lot better at being entertaining, I guess, being able to have a skill. It's a skill, this. It taught me how incredibly creative I am and how I studied and worked hard in the social media platforms. Oh, that's a great question. You know, that whole process allowed me to do all these amazing things, but it also made lots and lots of people know who my name is and who I am. Going through that was quite overwhelming, and it still is. I lost my way with money. It taught me a lot about finances. It taught me that money and attention doesn't make you happy. It's quite a stressful job in a sense. The lifestyle looks great. I think you probably don't see what goes on behind the scenes. It's a hell of a lot of hard work, but I really struggled with, because your job is to be on camera. I know not necessarily when you're recording, like right now, it's just me and you sat here. Mm-hmm. And I guess that thing there it's all you. But you're so aware of that, so you have to be on, and I always tried to bring energy and incredible energy to all my videos. But if I wasn't feeling good that day, or I was struggling with my mental health, or I was extremely tired, or I felt extremely anxious, that's when it's the worst job in the world, because you're having to wear a mask. So I think finding a balance with trying to make sure that you're good first before being on camera, and not pretending that you're somebody else on camera. It is just Joanna, Nile, Ash and Stoney, like us being ourselves. I think that's when you get the sweet spot, and actually quite proud of all of we're entertainers at the end of the day, and we're trying to make stories and make people watch our videos for longer, because it means that we're more successful in that field. But it's not the easiest job.
Yeah. Final question then, what advice would you give somebody who's going to be starting out a YouTube channel or wants to start a YouTube channel?
Off the back of that, just try and be yourself. If you're an introvert and you hate being in the limelight, or you hate being front and centre, it's probably a job not for you. And I guess asking yourself, why do I want to start YouTube? I started making videos because I really enjoyed it, just that little kid. It's just unsustainable if you don't actually enjoy doing what you're doing. My niche was gymnastics, and I tried to bring entertainment into that world. Lots of people want to watch that. I was doing something, I'm creating something, I'm telling stories about something that I'm really passionate about. I wouldn't start a YouTube channel on productivity. Do you know what I mean?
Good,
I guess
because it'd be shit.
But I won't worry about any of the bloody equipment, and the first question people ask me is, what camera should I buy? Mate, you've got a 4K camera in your pocket, I know you have, you've got an iPhone. The first question you should ask is, what story am I going to tell? What do I want to bring to my audience? Like, I want to inspire you, I want you to be distracted for 10 minutes and laugh. There's a lot, if you really dig deep into our content, it's showing our personalities, it's showing our friendships, it's showing our connection, it's showing that we're strong and that we're talented and that we've worked hard to acquire that talent. It's inspiring people to move, it's making people belly laugh, which I think no one can ever have enough of. If you want to start a YouTube channel today to get rich, then don't do that.
I think YouTube's a different ball game as well. It takes time and effort and hard work.
I still believe to master YouTube, it's the hardest platform of them all, really. The other amazing thing about YouTube is you can get to know us, you can connect with an audience. People are more likely to invest in you, and like they trust you, and they think, you know what, I want to support this guy because I've watched him for hours and hours and ends, and he's actually helped me. So it's a great business platform. I'm in a weird spot with YouTube. I've hopped from platform to platform and discovered them all. I think like the lockdown days was the TikTok time, and at the moment I'm actually in the Facebook time period. I've burnt out a little bit with the energy and the creativity of the videos that I want to make. Not quite sure what I want. I do find it difficult on this side of retirement to really enjoy what I'm doing, because prior to that there was always a little thread story, even though I was doing fun challenges where I was actually telling my story. But I think if you want to be a content creator, diversifying yourself across all platforms is super important. When I really strip it all back and remember how much I loved creating and how much this platform's changed my life and how much it's given me, and I think I'm going to strip it back a little bit and try and make a real masterpiece once every month or once every couple of weeks, where it's like, I'm really proud of that video and I'm excited for the content to go out again. I'm still here and I'm gonna still create for sure. For you.
Cool, thank you, Niall.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. Click all the links, go subscribe to Niall. Let's finally get him to 1.6 million subscribers. We'll see you soon. Keep smashing it. Remember, anything is possible if you just work. Bye.
Bye.
Work, down, work.